We're in Kuwait at the offices of Warba Bank with the bank's chief executive, Shaheen Al Ghanem. Warba Bank was launched in 2010, which is great. You missed the crisis.
Yeah, exactly. I came after the crisis.
All right, we just joked about it, but it's got to have been useful for the bank not to have to deal with the kind of legacy issues that would have thrown up. How important has that been for Warba?
It's very important actually for Warba. I think we came in the right time actually, because we went through the crisis, so we have all these experience. So we tried to actually avoid all the issues, before pre-crisis. So in Warba, we decided initially that we will focus more into investment and corporate banking. It's a gap in the Kuwaiti market, especially for Islamic banks. So we thought that we have the capability to develop and to introduce a new product in corporate investment banking in the Kuwaiti market. So this is what initially we decided we need to do. And I think this is what paid off for now or translated in our financial results.
In terms of your own financing,
yes.
in the bank's own financing, let's take 2017 as an example.
Yeah.
You were very active, paid off a perpetual sukuk, debut syndicated Murabaha financing facility, the largest Islamic financing facility for an institution in Kuwait last year.
Exactly, yeah.
Originally set at 250 million, closed
yes.
at 400.
400, yes.
You must be very pleased with that.
Yeah, I am actually. And I would like to thank our investor actually in believing in Warba, and deciding to invest in Warba. And if you look at the total issue we did in 2017, it was 650 million. Tier 1 250 and the syndication 400. This is of course a translation of investor believing in Kuwaiti market, believing in Warba, believing in our strategy also. I think it was very clearly communicated to our investor that Warba still believe that there is a good opportunity for us to grow in the market. I think we can also increase our share in corporate and investment Islamic banking, of course, market in the Kuwait, in Kuwait. Plus, we are I think maybe I can say that we are the first or the largest investor in digitization in Kuwait. We had our express banking machine in the market already. We have all our digitization, digital services in the market. Warba were the first bank to introduce such a service in the Kuwaiti market.
I'll come back to the investment in digital a little later on, if I may. Just to stick with financing,
yes.
and ratings. Fitch Ratings gave you A+
yes.
in October. It wasn't it's not your first investment grade rating, I know, but
yes.
that's the most recent one.
Exactly.
But if I go back to August of last year, the same agency, Fitch Ratings, said that, and I'm going to quote, large asset liability mismatches remain within Kuwait's banks.
Yes.
Is that a cause for concern for you, do you think?
At all, because as you know, the main depositor placement in the Kuwaiti market is the government institution. And as you know, government institution, they are a very stable depositor in the banking sector in Kuwait, but they normally tend to have a short-term placement with the banks, but they are stable, they remain, and I think we don't have a big issue on that. Of course, looking at our shareholder structure, we have KIA, we have BIFs also as a main shareholder, and again, we are getting a good support from these two institutions when it comes to placement. Plus Kuwait, as you know, we never had an issue with the liquidity. I think we've showed our strength in raising funds, either from the Kuwaiti market and from the international market. I think Fitch, quote before the 400 million syndication we did in December.
Has there been any impact on the bank? You talk about the government and government entities as being stable depositors.
Right.
Has there been any impact on the bank as a result of changing government spending, though?
Of course, but the good news that government, looking at 2017, government really pushed many projects into the Kuwaiti market. This has a big impact on Warba performance also. As you know, we participated in Kuwait National Petroleum Company syndication, and we had also a big role in that. We participated also or been selected as agent also and lead arranger for Kuwait Oil Tanker Company. This is another 140 million financing requirement for Kuwait Oil Tanker Company. So I think projects pushed by the government into the Kuwaiti market had a good and positive impact on our financial performance.
All right, let's look forward now to the rest of 2018
yes.
and onwards. What are your views on the domestic banking sector? What do you see as the key trends?
Again, the domestic market, as you know, we have a very strong retail business in Kuwait, and I think this will continue because we still will have more newcomer to the market, and so retail will grow and will continue growing. For corporate, I think with the projects already announced by the government for 2018, again, we'll have a good growth in corporate financing, especially government-related projects. When it comes to investment, again, there is a big gap in Kuwait for Islamic investment products. So I believe that Warba will introduce also in 2000. It's a good. We see a good opportunity for us to introduce a new Islamic product in the market, and this is what we are planning to do in 2018.
Okay, let's talk about what Warba as a bank has done, is doing. You're active internationally. You're active internationally in two ways. First of all, on the bank's own behalf in terms, mostly I think, of real estate investment. We
did actually real estate, sukuk, also we are active. Syndication transaction, we are also active. And bilateral also.
Yeah, I'm thinking in terms of when I say on the bank's own behalf in the real estate, that's an investment by the bank.
Yes, it is. But you know, it's a future also product for our client. So now it's on balance sheet. So we are now thinking to package this in a fund, and we syndicate it to our clients. So our strategy is that we initially invest in assets, we bring it on balance sheet, we make sure that all the legal structure, all the taxation is in place, we make sure that the cash flow is coming to the bank. Then we package this assets into a fund. Then we sell and syndicate to our client, just to make sure that the client will receive actually what we promised to deliver to him. So, and this is the strategy of Warba, and we will continue doing the same.
Now, you talked about sukuk and financing. You were joint lead manager for Emirates REIT's debut sukuk, for example.
Yes.
You lead arranged and managed a financing deal, an aircraft financing deal for Alafco.
Yes. Cargo locks also, we did another syndication.
You obviously have international ambitions.
Yes, and cargo locks is another international transaction for aircraft company, and this is an international transaction. So we are there in the international market, either in sukuk, syndication, and other type of investment. And by the way, for Emirates REITs, we are not only arranger in their sukuk, we are also equity investor in their shares also. So as you know, Emirates REITs, I mean, it's a listed REITs in Dubai.
I think you've answered my next question, but I'm going to put it to you anyway.
Yes.
How important is it for you as an Islamic bank to offer innovative financing solutions?
It's very important, of course.
I think everything you've said so far says the answer to that is it's absolutely.
It's very important. You know, the client is used to have a conventional products. Now we need to compete with the conventional products. So we need to be innovative so that we deliver the same level of service to our client. This is number one. Number two, of course, as we said, our client or the Kuwaiti investor is eager to invest in innovative products, especially in the Islamic, banking.
How important is that development? We've talked about investment products, but it's not just a matter of investment products. In terms of Islamic banking and finance, how important is it to be able to keep on innovating, to be able to offer new, better products, competitive products?
Yeah, it's very important for us. It will contribute, of course, to our growth. It will match our client requirements. So it's very important for us to bring a new innovative product to the Kuwaiti market, of course. And that include the services also, not the products. Product and services. So when we said that innovative services, as we said, all the digitization process within Warba is, I can say, very innovative and new in the market.
Let's talk about digitization now then. Let me give you a quotation that it's something another banker said to me last year, and I've been going around asking everybody the same question.
Yeah.
He said, banking is going to change more in the next 10 years than it has in the last 100.
Yes.
Do you agree?
I fully agree.
But this is where your digitization comes
exactly.
in. You are going to be competing not just with other banks, not just with Islamic banks and conventional banks. You're going to be competing with the likes for customer activity with the likes of Amazon, with Apple.
Exactly. Looking at Amazon from bookshop into internet services, and so look at them now. I think the banking industry also will go through this transformation, and I think it will change, maybe not 10 years, maybe 5 years also.
Yeah. Because people will want a bank, already do want a bank, 24 hours a day,
exactly.
7 days a week, on multiple different devices.
Exactly.
And you have to be able to provide that service, and you have to do it in a seamless, cost-effective way.
Yes, this is a priority for us. It's in our mind, and it's a priority for us. It's within our strategy, actually. Our vision is to become the champion of investment and corporate banking in Kuwait, and digital services provider for retail. So digitization and digital services is a priority for us, and I think within the coming 5 years, actually, maybe not 10 years, the industry will change just because of the innovative process into the digitization.
Yeah. So what's the role of the bank branch?
The bank branch, I think, as you know, we have only 12 branches. So what we are telling our customer that we can reach you anywhere, anytime. So all our onboarding and all our services will be through digital services. The branches, I think, will be reduced, and maybe some days we will not have a branch actually in the country.
Now again, you've touched on part of an answer to this question. What are the opportunities that you see for new product areas for the bank to grow in?
We are, again, growing into new products, Islamic products. We are thinking of some of the sukuk product for our client, local client. I think we have a very limited issuance of sukuk for corporate in Kuwait. We have real estate funds we want to introduce in the market. We have operating lease also fund coming into the market. Islamic, we don't have one also in Kuwait. We have also other products like REITs. So we have a long list of products we are planning to introduce in the market.
So we have this product pipeline.
Yeah.
We have the digital experience for customers. It's all about customer experience. That is what is going to drive your value and your profits.
Of course. And I always tell this to my client. I'm not here all in the market to sell a normal product. I will, of course, our strategy is to work together with our client to develop a product which will suit his requirement. I'm not here to sell a normal product or services to them.
What are the challenges the bank's facing now and going into the future?
Of course, the strong growth in the bank. This is a challenge we need to be aware of. Again, we have a challenge in expanding in the branches also in Kuwait, and again maybe. Understanding exactly what's the direction of the government and what they are planning to do, I think, and to match their needs and requirement is another challenge for Warba.
And what are your ambitions? Where do you want the bank? You're saying it's not going to be changed in 10 years, it's going to be changed in 5 years. Yes. Where do you want the bank to be in 5 years' time?
I think we will be the leader in the corporate investment banking in Kuwait and in the region. And we will be the best digital banking provider in the Kuwaiti market.
Shaheen Al Ghanem, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.